Sing Thank you, Vicky. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Tuli Patel. I am a light-skinned South Asian woman who's sort of plus size, and today I'm wearing a sari in honor of Diwali. Happy Diwali, everybody.
Happy Diwali.
My pronouns are she, her, and I am delighted to welcome this morning our musical guests, Anshruta, Radhika, and Sujoy. Please, if you would. And it is traditional before we start a service like this Diwali service to begin with an invocation or prayer. And this morning's invocation is to Lord Ganesh. And Anshruta, who's a classmate of Sammy's in 11th grade at Milburn High, is going, thanks Sammy, hi there, is going to lead us in this invocation.
Vakratanda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada.
Good morning. Welcome to Beacon Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is Reverend Robin. I'm a member of the lead ministry team here. My pronouns are she and her. I am a short but nonetheless elevated white woman this morning with shoulder-length brown hair and a yellow jacket. I'm so glad to be able to welcome in person for the first time our new intern minister, Pablo Vasquez.
Good morning, Beacon. It's wonderful to be here with you in Summit, New Jersey, far away from where I actually live in Austin, Texas, but gathered on the continued and ancestral land of the Lenape. And also, as I like to do in these land acknowledgements, to also welcome those who cannot be on their ancestral lands anymore into our community. I am a fairly average height Afro-Caribbean masculine person. My pronouns are any, actually, as a gender fluid person. I am wearing a red and gold Nigerian-inspired outfit to bring some color to the ceremony as well. And yes, I am very happy to be here. Oh, and you should know that I have long black hair, very curly.
This morning, as we begin our journey together, especially with Pablo, it feels important to begin with our covenant. And so hopefully you've received a copy of our covenant. If you're joining us online, we will drop it into the chat, a link to our website in the covenant. And no pressure to read. If you're brand new, we welcome you just as you are, where you are in the journey, and with an abundance of the love that is the center of our faith.
Love guides this congregation. Love calls us daily to acts of liberation grounded in anti-racism. We affirm that we live in the complexity of intersectionality and that building healthy and loving relationships is a spiritual practice requiring both inward and outward focus. Thus, we covenant to listen deeply, speak compassionately, express gratitude, and embrace our unique diversity. We endeavor to communicate honestly and with compassion, particularly when we are in conflict. When we hurt one another, we will try to make amends, forgive, and reconnect with an intent to repair, change, and grow. Our purpose is to be radically inclusive, feed the human spirit, and heal the world. In celebration of the common purpose that unites us, and with the aspiration of beloved community for us, we will do our best to abide by this covenant.
So welcome, beloved, to our annual Diwali service. And if I could take a moment to just lavish some gratitude to Dr. Thule for the hours of planning and preparation and coordination that have led to this service to this day. Thank you so much. We do indeed rejoice to be on the journey with you. However you have come to be with us in these moments on this day, wherever you may be connecting from, we welcome all of you as beloved.
We are going to start singing together on hymn number 118, and that is known as This Little Light of Mine. So I invite you to stand or rise in any way possible in body or spirit and join in singing. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. 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 Let it shine.
So when you enter a temple or a sanctuary, usually you strike a bell that's usually over your head to alert the gods to your presence, right? They shouldn't be sleeping on the job, right? So you strike the bell to be like, we are here. And so today we strike our mindfulness bowl gong, and all the little ones know what to do, right? You raise your hand when you hear the gong, and you lower it as its echoes dissipate into silence. We okay to do this, people? Yes? You can also close your eyes. It's quite beautiful. Ready? I'd like to call forward Madhura and Varki Chako to light our chalice.
We kindle our chalice, flame illuminating our paths, sacred reminder that our riches reside in relationship, from hand to hand, from ignorance to understanding, from this life to the great beyond.
Thank you. So if our little ones who can't see in the back want to come forward to understand a little bit more about the musical instruments, we're going to spend some time learning about them. So welcome, Sujoy. Maybe we can get a mic to him. So Sujoy, the tabla that you're playing, we know it's a percussion instrument. What is it made of?
Yeah, you're able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are like, as you said, like two different sets. So the right piece, my right side is made of wood. The left side is metal. Many people, they love using it. The mud, there is a wooden mud, like multiple variations. This one is metal, and the right side is wood. The top is leather skin.
Thank you so much. Why are there two drums?
It produces two different resonating sound. Like the right one is more treble, left one is more bass. So that's that.
And when did you start learning the tabla?
Interesting. So when I was 10-year-old, I started learning, and then fun fact, I'm still learning with the same teacher who started teaching me 10-year-old when I was 10-year-old. So
That's great.
yeah, it's never stopping.
And I understand, Sujoy, that you can create the sounds of the natural world through the tabla.
Yeah, so that's very, like, thanks for that question. So tabla can any musical instrument. Like if I go back, like, these are way of communicating with the God, like, through the instrument. So you can actually talk through it, speak through it. And I'm gonna play something. Tell me what I'm playing. So right? So yeah, it's talking. It's singing happy birthday to you all. So yeah, you can talk.
And any other like animal sounds? Are there other sounds that you can make with the tabla?
Yeah, so the origin of it is to use it various, like you use it in jungle to communicate, like so some kind of treble sound or bird sound and like the howling sound, even the train. So yeah, it makes all kind of sound, like it just have to imagine it, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Radhika, please tell us about the veena.
Hi. The veena is actually one of the oldest string instruments, multi-string instruments. It is supposed to produce the sound closest to the human voice. It's made of usually either jackfruit, wood or sandalwood, and made from one or two pieces of wood. This part of the veena that looks like the dragon is called the yali. And it's said that traditionally it used to face upwards, and when an instrumentalist played, the dragon used to spout fire. That's why it was turned the other way around, so that you wouldn't get burnt while playing the instrument.
So why did you choose it?
My family has a history of playing this instrument. So my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my aunt, some of my other aunts as well, who are like cousins of my parents, they all played the veena. So I chose it because I wanted to learn to sing, and I don't sing very well. So I said, okay, I'm going to learn an instrument that's closest to the voice.
How lovely. So when did you start learning to play it?
Like Sujay, I started when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
So, and then I learned for almost 10, 11 years continuously, and then now I play more on and off. I want to start learning again, but I'm still, sitting on the fence on when I can do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anshuta, I get to ask you some questions now. What I'd like to know is, what kind of singing are you doing today?
So this is called Carnatic music, which is Indian classical music, and it originates in the south of India. The languages that it tends to have is Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, and it's also in Sanskrit. And it tends to be like the classical equivalent of, I guess, like Western classical, although there's multiple types of classical music in India.
And I know that your mother just said that she learned an instrument because she wasn't a singer, but have you always yourself been a singer?
I mean, when I was a kid, everyone told me I was a good singer, so I was kind of predisposed to that. But I do always love to sing. My family is a family of musicians, so it was just going to happen.
We're so glad that you're here today. I just was wondering if you have any other singers that you really like to listen to.
Well, I love Taylor Swift.
Doesn't everyone?
I also really like Arjit Singh, and if you haven't listened to him, you should. He's great. He's an amazing singer.
Okay, we will listen. And what we'd like to do also is hear some solo music from the instruments. So should we start with tabla? Can we hear a little bit what you do?
So, no problem. So tabla is like, as I said, it's a beat instrument. It's a percussion you all can see. So we can have a quick interaction with you all. So I'll play something, and if you can just clap along with me, and I'll tell you how we can do it. And then we just do some, what do you call jugalbandi, which is like a corresponding like interaction with you all. So I'll play, and you have to support me with a clap, right? So here it goes.
All right. And can we hear some music from the Veena?
Sure. So I'll just play the do, re, mi, fa notes that we use, and then I'll play a small note from one of the ragas. So Carnatic music is based on ragas. So I'll just play a small note, which is from one of my favorite songs, actually. So I'll just play a small portion of that.
Are you guys playing something together? That's later? Oh, okay, I got you. Thank you. I'd like to invite forward Madhura for today's testimonial.
To wear my glasses, sorry. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Madhura Chaco. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a tall, brown-skinned, Indian, black hair, dressed in festive clothes for Diwali today. And thank you for this opportunity to share my story. 35 years ago, my husband, Varki, and I were dealing with a typical conflict in interreligious marriages. Varki was raised in Orthodox Syrian Christian tradition. They trace their lineage and ancestry back 2,000 years to St. Thomas, the apostle who sailed to Kerala with 80 families to preach the gospel. Life and community centered around the church, worship, prayer. Long services, Lent, Easter, Christmas, they were preceded with several days of fasting. The Sunday greeting in Kerala is Palli Poyo, meaning, have you been to church today? So that captures the guilt when you move away from the traditions. Varki was the first ever in his family ever to marry outside his community. In contrast, my liberal Hindu upbringing was on the opposite side of the religious spectrum. 3 generations ago, my great-grandfather, who was a doctor from the Grand Medical College, he confronted patients who rejected medical treatment for prayer and voodoo solutions. So he advocated against beliefs rooted in blind faith and superstition. So there was a lot of love in our family, warmth. We got together in multi-generational, large family gatherings, but we didn't pray much. It was just getting together, having a lot of fun, food, and we debated if God made man or man made God. So it was really a big contrast. Varki's mother was very frustrated with us. One day she said to me, "Who will say the last rites for you?" And so seeking a compromise, Varki suggested we come to the Unitarian Church in Summit. I thought that was the craziest idea. It wasn't his religion nor mine. But Varki had some association with the Unitarian Church in Amherst, Massachusetts, where we were both graduate students. He practiced karate in the basement of the church, and he would read literature in the lobby, waiting for the sensei to arrive. So he marketed it to me as the Church of Emerson and Thoreau, and many great presidents belonged to the church. So he assured me, if you don't like it, we can leave. So we showed up here 35 years ago, and my skepticism dissolved at our very first service on a fall Sunday like this. I got a warm welcome. I mean, everybody was interested in our story, why we were here. As the only Indians in attendance, a curious question popped up from a member, and he said, "Have you read the Bhagavad Gita?" I had not read the Bhagavad Gita. He had. So the diverse interests within the community really surprised me. Free and responsible search for truth and meaning, individual spiritual growth and self-discovery, acceptance of diverse beliefs, interfaith dialogue and understanding, these concepts really resonated deeply. So the Unitarian Church became an intentional choice. I have no doubt that my great-grandparents, if they were alive, they would have wholeheartedly embraced Judaism.
Thank you, Madhura. Thank you, Varki, for your lobbying and advertisement. And now, with profound gratitude, our morning offering will be most gratefully received.
if our little ones want to go downstairs to be with Miss Jermaine for some more stories about Diwali, that would be great. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. So this small reflection is otherwise also known as how many times can Tuli say the word relationship? Somebody needs to keep count. So a few months ago, I misplaced the second key fob for my car. I knew I couldn't have just lost it. It had to be somewhere. I checked jacket pockets, pants pockets, key bowls, my office. I even vacuumed my car. Imagine that. And then 2 weeks later, Robin came into my office. We do this a lot. We go in and out of each other's offices. And as I turned to face her, I glanced upwards, and there they were, delicately but purposefully hung on the coat rack behind my door. Lesson 1. Even I, as an atheist, need to look upwards to find the keys. If you set out to find the key to Diwali, I can assure you, you will be stumped, no matter how high or upwards you gaze, because there is no one key. There's a whole bunch of them. And our purpose here is not to try and wrangle them into a cohesive whole, but to enjoy and celebrate the varied and rich tapestry that Diwali evokes. Beacon is in relationship with me and others who celebrate Diwali. It is also in relationship with people from different faith traditions. And the question before us is perhaps, how do we celebrate as allies so that we can stay in right relationship and ever deepening appreciation? We start first with understanding. Sometimes this means we consider the etymology of a word. Sometimes it means we try to uncover its historical roots. Sometimes it means asking our musical guests about the gifts they're sharing with us. As Unitarian Universalists, we're always seeking to know more. Diwali or Dipavali literally means rows of lamps. Diya or Deepa is light, and Avali means rose. So this much we know about Diwali, and it is complex because India is not a monolith, as few things are in this world. Diwali is celebrated not just by Hindus worldwide, but also Jains, Sikhs, and Buddhists. And I haven't lived in India or gone back for Diwali in over 35 years, but in the secular India that I grew up in, Muslims and Christians were also part of the festivities. In fact, my father-in-law, who, like Varki's family, is also a Syrian Christian, converted to Christianity by St. Thomas in the 1st century AD of the Common Era, said, nobody brought me Diwali sweets this year, so I went and shopped for them myself. Diwali lasts several days, each one of which has a separate focus. This past Friday, in my community, it was Dhanteras, or celebrations in honor of Dhanvantri, the god of Ayurveda, who is believed to have passed down ways to be healthy to us humans. And within each community, ways of celebrating and the stories behind the celebrations vary greatly. In North India, Diwali centers around the triumphant return of Ram from exile after he vanquished the how many-headed demon Ravan? Anybody know? How many heads? 10. Good, excellent, 10-headed demon Ravan. In South India and East India, it is to honor Krishna's defeat of Narakasura. In the eastern state of Bengal, Durga is worshipped. And in some homes, goddess Lakshmi plays center stage, while in others, there is Govardhan Puja, which references Krishna's conquest of Indra. In Bombay or Mumbai, where I grew up, it is the start of the new year. So we also say Happy Diwali, Happy New Year. For Jains, Diwali celebrates Mahavir's release from the cycle of death and realizing moksha. For Sikhs, it commemorates the return of Guru Har Gobind Singh after captivity. For Vajrayana Buddhists, the embracing of Buddhism by Emperor Ashoka. A friend of mine, originally from South India, living in New Delhi, practicing Buddhism, has quite the Diwali, right? She's got to hit all the points. So many religions, so many gods and goddesses, how to keep track. Enter another story. As you might have noticed, our musicians, our guest musicians and I are barefoot, well, socks, but no shoes, and no shoes on the chancel. Feet are considered to be the unholiest and the holiest of things. You would not sit with your feet extended out towards your teacher. Sometimes when I'm with our kids and youth and they sit with their feet out towards me, I have to check myself and go, it's okay, code switch, different culture. It's okay, code switch. You would not sit with your feet extended toward your teacher. You would enter the temple barefoot as well as the kitchen. You wash your feet before getting into your bed if you're lucky enough to have access to water, right? Many people don't have access to water. And you don't pick up your instruments with footwear on. All Indian classical dances performed barefoot. It doesn't matter what kind. Manipuri, Kathak, Bharatanatyam, all performed barefoot, as is yoga. How many of you do yoga? Barefoot, right? You try to do it with your shoes on. Something will feel a little strange when you get on the yoga mat with your shoes. The list goes on. And to punctuate the point, to show respect to an elder, a teacher, someone you hold in high regard, you bow down and touch their feet. I resisted this greatly when I was young, bristling at the hard elbow nudges in my side, particularly when I was being asked to bow to older men, as my resistance to patriarchy began young and is still well in place. A sermon about patriarchy inherent in many religious traditions is for another day. It is only in recent years, as my Buddhist practice has deepened, that I've come to understand that when you bow and touch feet, you are bowing to the qualities that the person represents and manifests. So you don't need to keep track of the gods and goddesses and know that when you are bowing to them, you are bowing to the stories which hold lessons and the qualities these gods and goddesses represent. You don't have to believe, and bowing does not mean that you do. There is room for theists and atheists. So to make sure we are in right relationship to those who celebrate Diwali, we must take care to include and invite our members of South Asian and Hindu lineages. We take great care to honor our Christian and Jewish roots. Surely the broad theological tent we pitch today can embrace other faiths? Yes, yes, yes. If we were not inviting in the richness of Indian culture through music, but instead trying to find the answer to Diwali, imposing a white Eurocentric framework for cogency and coherence, then perhaps our relationship needs some work. Not like going to the therapist work, but just deeper understanding work. So we have been invited to engage and participate in an effort to deepen relationship and broaden inclusion. As Reverend Robin said in her sermon of October 8th, it is about relationship first as an essential and starting part of accountability. When we accept the invitation, we deepen relationship and can work toward inclusion. Just last week, and I won't give away the whole story because I think Robin will share it as soon as next week, perhaps. Just last week, Robin, along with Beacon members, participated in a sweat lodge at the invitation of our indigenous Ramapo Mansi Lenape friends. I'm sure you're going to hear more about it next week, we've been promised. But it's a perfect example of being in relationship, working towards inclusion and accountability. So what do we do with this invitation to collective celebration? Perhaps begin by asking people who celebrate, how they celebrate, or how they are in relationship to Diwali. It was so good to hear of Madhura and Varki's journey. Social hour, more conversations. How do they celebrate Diwali in their home? Perhaps ask those who have invited you how they might feel if you fill in the blank. If you asked me to teach you how to wear a sari, I'd say sure. And why? And if you said you wanted to wear it on Halloween, I'd say no, please don't. Not a costume, right? But if you told me you were going to an Indian wedding and you'd been asked to dress up in an Indian sari, I'd say, sure, I'd be happy to. But there's also many other options as well to the sari. It just doesn't have to be the sari. When Reverend Robin and others went to Far East India to our sister congregations in Khasi Hills, you thought of wearing that outfit today, didn't you? Yes, but it takes a little finagling, shall we say. Finagling and lots of safety pins. They were gifted with traditional garments. The people presenting them would not have done so if they did not intend the garments to be worn. They've had many video calls to figure out how to drape the yardage, and it is yardage, it is 6 yards. In Maharashtra, where I come from, it's actually 9 yards. Perhaps some of us want a greater and clearer granting of permission. when we invite you to celebrate with us, we are extending permission. So let's accept that which has been extended and know that the invitation is an opening for deepening relationship. And you all know that this is the true key to happiness, not money or possessions, but relationships. So let us begin. So may it be. Amen, Ashe, and Namaste. I'd invite our musicians back.
And I think this is our chance to learn to sing some music, which Anshuruta is going to teach us line by line. But would you like to say a bit about what the song is that we're going to be learning?
Can you hear me? So this song is called Shyamali Meenakshi, which is essentially a song dedicated to the goddess Meenakshi, whose direct translation is eyes like a fish. And it is specifically dedicated to the goddess Parvati, who is the wife of God Shiva.
And as we learn this song, I think you'll be able to sing a line of it, and then we can repeat the tune, and I'm just sing a la 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 or humming. But the point is that we can all participate together.
So our kids are supposed to be back, and they're not. So could I impose on our musicians to maybe go back to the first piece that you sang while somebody goes and grabs our kids? Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you.
Now, on this grand festival of lights, I want you all to take that inner light with you and banish all that darkness of ignorance, greed, malice, and misunderstanding in our lives, in our world, and in our community. May you be at peace today.
Radha Venugopala Rajita Sadguna Jaya Shila Sara Saksha Niramemi Marubada Kurvalera Radha Venugopala Rajita Sadguna Jaya Shila Nanda Gopala Nenendu Pojala Nivindurana Satamala Madilo Mudamala Ragana Keturuga Gati Arara Ravinu Gopapala Rajita Sadguna Jaya Shila Palumarunugaravamunanen Pilachina Palukavunaluga Kura Karivarada Mari Marina Yadara Mugro Larakani Karamugara Ravenu Gopapala Rajita Sadguna Jaya Shila Ranagadara Murahara Pavahara Vera E Bhagavanu E Lalalanu E Sogasini Chekura Kuri Kalimpunda Dennamuniana Cherenu Ninjanda Maruvakura Karavulachi Mari Mari Niru Saranane Narara Ravenu Gopapala Rajita Sadguna Jaya Shila
Thank you all. Happy Diwali. You are invited to social hour upstairs. And please, our guests might like a break and coffee, and you can tell them more about who we are and why you're a Unitarian. Oh, it's downstairs. Sorry, Carol. Thank you for the wave. It's downstairs, not upstairs. There's coffee and Indian treats downstairs.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows.